Good morning once again. My name is Priva Elibaz and you're watching Sunrise at Sea. If you just joined us right now, thank you so much. You are right in time for our wellness, beauty and lifestyle segment. Today I'm seated down with Mr. Henry Chibirige, who is a transformational speaker, he's a mentor as well, and a pastor. He's a man of God. So I'm happy to have him today. And basically today we're going to be looking at the element of hope in times like these that are very hard for everyone. The economic situation in the country is, very alarming. The cost of living is very high. Fuel prices are, rising so high. It's pretty much difficult in general for almost everyone. However, let's get into the discussion. Good morning.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Let's dive in. Hope. Things are very tough right now. The situation is worrying for almost everyone. Even those who used to have so much money don't necessarily have the same amount as per now. Everyone is almost struggling. How do we get hope? How do we keep hopeful for the future?
One time, I was talking to a consultant who was coming from UK, and he told us hope is never a strategy. Never give people hope as a strategy. That was like 20 years ago, 15 more years ago. I walked to him and I told him, yes, sir, when you say never give people hope and never use hope as a strategy, because at the end of everything, even when you have all your methods right, all the money there, you must have the hope that the money you have is going to do what you want it to do. And the reason why sometimes we end up hopeless is that we have put tremendous trust in the things we see. And this car can't get an accident. And then from nowhere, the car gets an accident. You are sure that you have gone to the best hospital and you will definitely come out alive.
Yes.
And they do everything. And then at the end of the day, life is gone. Michael Jackson had 150 doctors to make sure, let's say 70 doctors, to make sure he lives for 150 years. And from nowhere, he only lived for 50 years.
Yes.
He didn't make it to 100. Not that there was no doctor to treat him. Not that there was no money. Not that there was no medicine. Everything was there. I think what we leave out, we always think that once we have it all, we don't need hope. I would say we are wrong. Amidst plenty or lack, we still need hope to say, I still have hope that when all is said and done, I will achieve what I wanted to achieve.
At the end of it all.
And I want to tell our people that hope is everything. Is everything. Even when you think you have done it all, you have all put it all together. Like there are so many people who thought they have amassed enough wealth to take them through life. And then they wake up and they thought that the wealth, the life they're going to take them through, then that life is gone. Or the wealth they think they have amassed is gone. So, I don't want anyone to start looking at the situation we are in and it becomes reason to lose hope.
To lose hope.
It is the reason to have hope. That even when it would have been better, we would still need hope that all the things we have done are going to produce the results we need. Otherwise, when you put away hope, you'll find yourself in a situation where you have nothing to hold on to. Because all these things, you can wake up one day and they are gone. And they are no more. Like, look at our friends, our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. They woke up one day and the buildings they called home are bombed. It is ashes. It is not that their jobs were not there. It is not that they had. Everything seemed to be there, and in the twinkling of an eye, it was all gone. But they're still holding on to hope. And here we are in Uganda. The food is there, all that it is expensive. It is there. It is not that, because there are situations where you have the money to buy the food, you don't have the food to buy. Yes, fuel prices are high, but the fuel is there at the pump. So you have one thing to look for: money to buy the fuel. The fuel is there. Because the situation can come where even the fuel is not there, that even if you have the money, you don't have. Like when we are in the lockdown, you would have the money perhaps in the house to go to a hotel and eat food. The hotels were not there.
Open, yes.
You understand? Maybe you had the car and it has fuel, full tank, but they don't allow you to drive it. You can't put it on the road. So people were in their houses with cars full of fuel, but they can't drive them. You understand? So the hope now we must have is that this is not permanent. This is not permanent. So the fuel is there. I'm only going to look for money. The food is there. I only need more money to buy this food. But above also another thing that we need to pay into consideration is that we need to change our lifestyles. This situation calls for a lifestyle change.
Yes.
That we cannot say, me, I have to maintain the way I've been living. Maybe you need to adjust a little bit, because adjustments in life happen. They happen. They are part of life. To know that I used to eat in a hotel every day, maybe now I'm going to start exploring the option of eating a homemade meal. You understand?
Yes.
And don't have to go and order food from the hotel. If perhaps we've been living with so many people and I'm feeding so many people, maybe now people need to go out there and they also start making a living out of their own, so that everyone brings in something, that you all don't depend on one person. If it is a husband, you have been the only one working, maybe it is time to allow your wife to also go and work instead of her sitting there and waiting for you to bring in the money. Because up now there are still people who don't allow their wives to work. Maybe it is time to say, you know what? Maybe you also do something. You also add on that 10,000. It might make a difference. You understand? So this is not only to look at the problem. This is time for us to look at the options we have. Is this all we can do? Is this all we can, Do we have to cook always 5 types of food, 10 types of dishes? Maybe we can reduce on the dishes. Maybe we can reduce on the types of, maybe we can also reduce on the amount. There are places where up now, yes, food is expensive, but every morning they are throwing away food.
Yeah.
Maybe now we need to cook only what we are going to eat, and we make sure we finish it. If we don't finish it, maybe we keep it, we boil it again, and the food that remained over lunch, maybe it's what we're going to eat for supper. Maybe the one for supper which remained, we are going to eat it for breakfast. In other words, let us not just focus on this issue that, food is very expensive. Yes, fuel is expensive. Now check yourself and see, do I have to go to all the places I have been going to? We are husband and wife. Do we all have to go in separate cars? Maybe now we need to use one car.
Yes.
You understand? Maybe we need to use public transport, and we use our personal cars on weekends. So it's not that all hope is gone. Why? We are still alive. We wake up alive. The air we breathe is safe. Now we need to see what other thing can we do. And that's why I want to still say, maybe we need a mindset change.
Exactly, because I was going to ask you, how exactly can we as a people, as Ugandans, incorporate the element of hope in our daily lives?
Our daily lives, coping mechanisms. Coping mechanism. We need to start, and first of all, some people are still living in denial. They are still refusing, not that I can't manage this. It is okay to say, you know what, we can no longer afford a very expensive apartment. We can no longer afford a high consuming vehicle. You understand?
Yes.
So part of the coping mechanism is to accept that this is no longer workable. And by the for your information, these high consuming cars, fuel consuming cars are only in Africa. When you go to Europe, people drive very small cars, low fuel consumption. It is only in Uganda where people take pride in driving cars which consume a lot of fuel.
Yes.
You understand? So maybe we might start using less fuel consumption cars, and we will still move and reach the places we want to go to. Maybe we need to reduce on the amount of things that we do, and we say, you know what, I am going to change here and there. That's part of the coping mechanism. And also sit down as a family and redraft that budget. Don't continue hiding the head in the sand that things have remained the same. No, they have not.
Well, Pastor Chirige, just in your closing remarks, talk to the viewers about hope as you wrap it up.
Our viewers, there is hope that if a tree is not cut, that tree which looked that it was cut, at the smell of water, not even water itself, but the scent of water, that tree will sprout again.
Okay.
I want to tell everyone now going through a hard situation, one day you're going to look back and say, oh my God, how did I go through this? But you went through it. And I want to tell you, that tree is going to grow again. It looks like it is cut. It looks like you are no more. You are still going to rise up and be what you even never imagined that you can be. You might be struggling to just regain that business. What I'm telling you, that business, you're going to not only regain that business, you're going to do much more. You're going to rise to the top. You're not going to just survive. You will live to the fullness for as long as you keep that hope alive. God bless you so much.
Okay, Mr. Henry Chibige, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, one of the lessons that actually learned from this discussion is the fact that with hope, you could find the beauty in every situation. You look out, or you always look out for the best in every situation if you have hope. Of course, I'd love to know what you understood from this conversation. Do head over to our social media platforms, that is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CTV Uganda. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinion. I would love to hear from you and so much more. This is Sunrise at Sea. Keep watching.